What's up, guys? How you doing? I'm frustrated. Another one-pointer against relegation teams. That's our third in a row. West Ham, Wolves, and that. Another one-pointer. Another one-pointer. It is funny. It's like it's the same shit we've seen all year. That's the reality of it. We played well. We created plenty of chances. We should have scored more goals. But we still concede twice. We still get a lead and sit back. It's not that complicated, this fucking club. It's not that hard. One of the reasons we played well is because Burnley sat off after scoring early. And so we're able to go at them. No pressing, no nothing. We've been doing this all year. And it's going to keep happening. Nothing's going to change because teams can show up for 5 minutes against our midfield and score 2 goals. 5 minutes, they can turn around and attack our midfield and score. For months, it was, Casemiro, look how good Casemiro is. I've been telling you for months what was happening, unfortunately. It was obvious, dude. It's the same shit all year. This was a good game. This was a good performance. We created a lot of chances. Enter the last 4 months. But we're just going to concede. Because of the fucking midfield. The same as ever. It's not changing, man. It's not changing. We just dropped below Brentford in the table, too. With that. Against Burnley. Who we've already beat this season, by the way. Explain to me how this is any different, man. It's the same. It's the same. It's all the same. It's all the same. Like, it's the same. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. No, we were below Brentford and Newcastle. Sweet. It doesn't matter. It's not Fletcher's fault. It has nothing to do with fucking Fletcher. I will always be consistent in this opinion. These games, the manager doesn't mean shit. It's about the players. Every single time. It's always about them. When you're playing against these terrible teams, that's what matters. That's how it goes. It's about the players on the pitch. Darren Fletcher, before the game, said it's about the players who cross the white line. And people were sucking up to that quote. Because it's correct. It's about the players who show up. It's about the players who cross that white line and play. Those were Fletcher's own words before the game. They can't do it. They just can't. It's not the manager's fault. It's not Fletcher's fault. We played with 2 defensive midfielders. It's the same shit. It's the same number of defenders. It's the same team. And it's the same outcome. As soon as Burnley attacked us, we dropped. We conceded. As soon as they attack us, I liked Fletcher's subs. I liked what Lacey did when he came on. I liked him going for it. He's obviously very talented. One of 2 of the youth players I think has a real chance at making it. One of 2 players who I think could really make it in the youth level right now. Not like JG Gabriel, but on the guys nearly there. But this is this team. It's not going to change, man. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, man. It's just whatever, man. It's not going to happen. No manager is going to fix Casemiro, dude. We can't always rely on Bruno. I mean, that's the problem I keep making. We know Bruno makes us better, dude. We know Bruno's going to make us score more goals. We know we're going to create more with Bruno. It's still just a Bruno team. We were 2-1 and then we sat back instantly, dude. It's the same shit. It's never ending. Look at this. Like, it's hilarious. Look. We score our second goal and look, instantly we give them the ball. Instantly. We give them the ball. Like, literally within 5 seconds, they're attacking us. We're sat deep. They score. And then we don't really have shit for the rest of the rest of the game. It's the same as ever, dude. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's the same as ever. We've played Burnley before. Casemiro mistake, own goal, Leach doesn't press. It's the same as ever. We have low confidence, mentality issues, man. This is a team that could be a lot better, that can create chances, that can score goals, that can get themselves into winning positions, and then they will fuck it up. We have to get a midfielder. There was no press. What would make the midfield better? A better player. A better player. And it's depressing, dude. It's depressing. It's depressing. I mean, the funny part about all this, by the way, about Bruno, by the way, is Bruno played better in the right wing position, not the 10. He was pretty anonymous in the first half. He played so much better as soon as he moved to the right side in that second half. I thought that was a really good switch from Fletcher. I thought it was quite clever. I liked it. I thought Cunha was able to, for a bit, impact the game a little bit more, get it more forward. And I thought that Bruno was able to create some more chances on the other side. I thought that was actually a very clever switch. But that was it. It's whatever. I thought that was a good switch from Fletcher. And it worked for a little, but not much further than that. You know? Don't want to hear about a result. No, I'm sorry, Alfred, but come on, man. Don't be a hypocrite. I'm not being a hypocrite. I'm pissed about this game the same as I've been pissed about the other games. A good performance. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say it's a bad performance to protect my opinions. It was a good performance. It was a game we should have won. But guess what? We didn't. Why? The same reasons we lose every week or draw every week. The exact same reasons. It's not Amram's bad habit we sat back after scoring. We've been doing that for 10 years now. Stop debating it. I know ball Cunha's hot trash. Kaka, horrible football. I don't know, Tubby, but today was rough. I'll play Cobby in regard to over Casemiro. Anything. Cobby wasn't good when he came on, but I'll chalk it up to him being back from injury. We conceded 2 goals from a team that had 0.24 XG because we will. And the thing is like the context that goes into that, like today, is they scored the 2 times they tried to attack us. And then they don't attack us. And they're happy. They were wasting time for the last 30 minutes. They weren't even trying to get the lead, which is ironic. Maybe they would have won. Went from inconsistent to inconsistent with vibes. Sheer negligence if we don't sign anyone in January. Yeah, the vibes is not going to fix things. Positives, Lacey and Sesko. Yes. Negatives. These players are who we thought they were and continue to be. Also, Dallo 100 times. A scary thing for me is that Burnley were genuinely so bad and still got a draw. Correct. When we play one of the top teams, oof, we're in trouble. Let me ask you a question. Were Burnley better than Wolves or Leeds or Newcastle? Absolutely not. Not comparing these, but this is what's been happening. You know what I mean? This is where we're at. This is where we're at. I don't get why we play 5 at the back. Amber making big mistakes in his setup. Give us 4 at the back and we win. Also, Manuel, let's give him 200,000 a week. Not cutting my hair until we draw 10 games in a row. It might be happening, Spence. It might be happening. That might be happening. A leopard doesn't change his spots. Oh, man. A proper midfield gives you control, gives you tempo, gives you the ability to keep it. Let's look at some of the stats because, like I said, it was a good performance. 2.25 expected goals, 65%, 4 big chances. Great. I'm happy with that. That's what I want to see, man. 10 shots on targets. Okay. 2.25 XG. Awesome. Like, good. I'm happy with that. Very, very happy with that. I remember this game as well. The same way. 3.63 expected goals to 1.2. But look at the score. We conceded twice to Jaden Anthony and Lyle Foster. And it took a 90 plus 7 minute penalty to win. We created 3.63 that game. It's the same game, man. We've done it before against Burnley. We've created the same and more. 26 shots, 62% possession, 3.63 expected goals, 3 times their XG. And it's still, we concede twice in that game. The same shit. But we won that one. It's the same shit. And then we had Bayandir in net, who dropped the ball off of a set piece. It was a good performance, similar to what we did last time. And it's the same fucking story. It's so frustrating. We're not going to get into Europe, dude. We can't even beat relegation teams. We're not going to get into Europe. We're going to have another season of this, 1 game a week. And we're going to be in the FA Cup this weekend. We're going to be knocked out of the FA Cup this weekend. Seriously, there's a good chance. Has nothing to do with Ruben. I'm not talking about the manager because I'm not sitting here bitching about Fletcher. I'm talking about the reality here. And the reality is we needed signings. We needed signings. We need signings. There's no way around this that we need signings. This is expected. That's the frustrating part. I told you we're not going to see this crazy switch up afterwards of energy, legs. Suddenly we're pressing all over the place and things like that. Because they didn't give up before. I think the results will make them panic buy. Probably. I think they will because the pressure is going to crank to the fucking moon right now. The pressure is going to crank to the absolute moon. Because this is a disaster right now. It's a disaster right now. Like, seriously, it's a disaster. Fix the midfield, and we probably have a decent team. A competent midfield goes a long way to fixing our problems. Something we haven't had since, I don't know. Yeah. And especially when we're going through a 4 at the back. Like, we're going to a 4 at the back. We need midfielders even more than before. Right? We need midfielders even more than before if we're playing 4 at the back. It's even more vital that we get midfielders now. Right? It's like with 2 mids, it's one thing. If one of them's Bruno, we play a 4 at the back. We need more midfielders or a winger. We moved Cunha to the center. And then we have Dorgu on left wing. So if we are going to compromise, then now we're compromising our forwards to add to the midfield. No matter what, we needed something to add to this team. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse, man. We have City and Arsenal in the league next. Oh my God, dude. We now have one fewer center back for Casemiro to guard. Tell me it's going to be better, man. Which other teams gave Burnley points? Bournemouth, who are winless. Oh, they got a win today, finally. Previously, were winless in 12, and Everton. So the only other teams to draw with them are Everton, 12th and 15th. It's not even like Wolves. Like, that's the scary part about this. Like, look at Wolves' form here. This. No. We'll do callers. We'll do callers at the end, but not yet. We'll do callers at the end, not yet. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. We had an opportunity here. Chelsea sacking their manager, all of that, and we've thrown ourselves into further chaos. Genuinely, Ugarte could actually be decent with a good partner. He had another decent game. He's been better recently. You know, he's been better recently. But we can't have both Ugarte and Casemiro. Like, it is Casemiro. I don't know. It is Casemiro. Let's look at these. Brighton, Arsenal, City, Fulham. We are so cooked. Fix the midfield, and we probably have a decent team. A competent midfield goes a long way to fixing our problem. Something. Oh yeah, I read that one. I must have missed the other one for some reason. Ugarte and Cass need to go. We can't control games. I genuinely think Ugarte could still have a place in a team, but obviously upgrading on quality, especially on ball, would be significant. It was not the system. It was not the manager. It was not the formation. It was injuries. It was aging midfielders. It was owners who won't invest. I think that's the story. Ugarte isn't good enough either. If he's mediocre, he's mediocre. He is. I know what Ugarte is. That's the point. Like, I know what Ugarte offers when you use him correctly. If you let him go ahead in front of a defensive midfielder, he's a good presser. He's a good ball winner. He actually can dribble pretty well. That's all. That's it. I think he's a useful squad player when used correctly. I don't have a value for Casemiro for what he's going to bring to the table. I don't. It doesn't make Ugarte good enough or something. He certainly shouldn't be starting next year. We all know that, you know? That's not really the issue. We all know that. Someone said it earlier in Discord, and I thought it made a good one because I was saying we need an experienced striker and a midfielder, and they'll give us Ollie and Carrick. That's what they'll give us. There's our experienced striker and our midfielder, Ollie and Carrick. That's our January signings. Experienced striker, midfielder. Ugarte is a good. Yeah, we had that one. My only problem with that, though, James, is how much you spent on him. Yeah, look, that's a different question. Yeah, agreed. I don't think we could have got Neves anyway, but agreed. You know what I mean? I do agree with you, of course. That's a separate discussion, but agreed. I don't know, man. Like, I don't even know what to think anymore. And I wish I could sit here and tell you we'll sign players and add to it. I wish I could. You know, I wish I could give you guys better news. Arsenal away be a historical game. I'm preparing you guys in advance. To be fair, for the first time, the whole fan base is aligned. I don't think that's true, unfortunately. I mean, look, yes, most everybody will agree that most everybody will agree we need players, right? But people are already spinning like, oh, it's all going to be fine. It's all going to be fine. No, man. This was a good performance. That's the thing. I'll be consistent. This was a good performance. This was a good game. We did some good things. And we didn't win against Burnley. We've been here before. And then the confidence drops and the confidence drops and the confidence drops and it gets worse and worse. It wasn't our best performance of the season. Our first game against Burnley was better. Our game against Bournemouth was better. You know, we've played plenty of better games against better teams. I don't know what to tell you. But it doesn't matter. It was good enough to win. Of course it was. Sunderland, Brighton, up until we nearly bottled a 3-0 lead. We've played good games this season, but we've been let down by the same reasons as ever. You know, it's like, I don't know. I don't know what to say, dude. I don't know where we go from here. for this season. I don't see how we're getting top into Europe. I just don't. We'll be let down time after time, and we all sit here and lead ourselves to believe, right? Like we have before, like I have before, that as it goes on, it'll swing our way. That these performances that deserve points will swing our way. I believe that. I believed it all year. I stopped believing by fucking January and said, you know what? We need players or it's not going to change. Way before we thought Amram was getting sacked. Way before that. For months, I've been saying, look, if we don't get somebody in January, this is going to get messy. I would have been just as upset in this game for the same reasons if we were to drop points, regardless of who was the manager. You could put my favorite manager of all time. No, just kidding. No, you could put any manager on that sideline right now, and I would be upset for the exact same reasons. We can be undone by anyone in an instant because we cannot defend from the midfield. We cannot protect the back line. And it is that simple sometimes. It sucks. I feel really low. I feel really low. Like really low about this. As soon as Bruno and Kabi were known, yeah, yep. We need midfielders. Do something. Anything else? Yep. We all like Cunha, but his transfer was a mistake. Move Bruno out the 10 into the midfield. Spent money not on midfield again. Poor strategy. I don't know. I honestly, I hear what you're saying there. I don't want to write him off, but it's rough at the moment. Amram said good times were coming. When? Jamie said there's a twist with Semenyo? What do you mean by that? Semenyo has a flight tomorrow to join City. I do want to address this one, Max, because I've addressed it a few times before. Midfielders aren't that important in Amram's system. Yes. What he needs is players to be basically grinders in his system. Just legs. Run around, win the ball, recycle possession. But I'm talking about basics. Because we don't have those, we ended up essentially compromising on it to have a system whereby we need midfielder, where he's asking the midfielders to do a lot more than usual. But it's also like they don't do the basics of the point of what I said is that I completely stand by that point. His midfield, generally speaking, just needed guys to do good basics. We don't do the basics in a midfield well. We don't. We just don't do them well. Can't act like 30 shots a game was happening. All right. Here's Bournemouth, 3.4 expected goals, 25 shots. That's more. Okay. Obviously, it's not going to be every fucking game, dude, because we know that. No doubt about it. Again, we can go back to the first Burnley game. 26 shots, 3.63 expected goals. So, yeah, against similar opposition, it's a similar outcome and a similar result and a similar performance. We created more last time we played Burnley by about 50%. We also conceded more last time. We also had Bayindir in net. It's not that different. That Bournemouth performance was just a couple weeks ago, you know? Yeah, this is our fourth best performance XG wise of the season. So it's not off par. It's good, but it's still fourth best. It's not like it's unprecedented. It's fourth best against the same team that we created more against earlier. It's fourth best. It's good. It's good. Missing the point. It's good. Can we explain why we wanted Semenyo for 65 million? Do we even need a left? We still do, though. But yeah, we need midfielders, no doubt about that. But the midfield was going to be the difference. Yeah, we struggled in a ton of games this season, man. We struggled against Wolves and we struggled against Newcastle, and they were obviously worse than this. Clearly, they were worse than this. No doubt about that. We also didn't have Bruno, didn't have those options off the bench, didn't have any of that. This was better than those games, no doubt about it. But it's not like it's some unprecedented performance that we didn't have previously in the season. It's not. We still conceded twice. Fletcher's managing the Brighton game officially. I mean, it doesn't matter who's managing that game, dude. It doesn't matter who's managing that game. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. We haven't had a top midfield since the Fergie days. It's not that confusing why we can never control games. Address the core issue. This is much better than other games, not same. It was better than some other games, yes. The most I've seen is create for Sesko. That is totally true. We definitely created more for Sesko. We definitely created more for Sesko. But we didn't create more as a team. So, like, what this is what I'm saying. Like, can we keep our statements consistent? All right. We created more for Sesko. Good. As a team, we didn't create more than we have in other games. So it's good that we created more for Sesko. Great. It's very good that we did that. We've had games like that in this season where we created as much or more for our forwards as well. That's not the problem. It's never been the problem. It's exactly this point. We created more for Sesko because he's the only forward. It's a more narrow front where they're dropping out and the ball is going forward. It's the same thing to a different players. Again, we can't go on about the stats. It was good. Nobody's arguing we didn't create a lot of chances. That's the point. You're fighting an argument that doesn't exist. We created a lot of chances. We still conceded twice. Do we understand this? Do we understand that we conceded 2 goals? Again, do we know what we're talking about here? We conceded 2 goals again to Burnley and end up losing 2 points. We conceded 2 goals to Burnley. It's that simple. That's the problem. Think about it. We conceded 2 goals to Burnley again, and they were terrible. Can you explain it again? We conceded 2 goals to Burnley. The legend and best in the world, Jason Wilcox, can't see that this team is crying for midfielders. I guess not. Yeah, those are the same ifs. I agree, Vis. I make that same argument all year. You don't understand the problem. I've made those ifs all season. And people say it's ifs, it's ifs, it's ifs. I agree, dude. I agree. We were unlucky. We should have won. We didn't. You know why? Because the margins are still small. And because when teams attack us, we still fall apart. It's always ifs, man. We're always ifs and we're always unlucky because we're always capable of conceding at any moment in time. That's why the margins are always so tight, that we're capable of all these ifs. Always. It's the same as ever. It's been happening all year, man. Bad refereeing, unlucky goals, worldies. Look at Villa, dude. Look at Villa. Look at Aston Villa. 2 top corners from Morgan Rogers and missing chances against a much better team. It's always ifs. It's always ifs, man. It's always ifs. It's been ifs all year. I'm with that. I agree with you. It was good. We still conceded 2 goals. It's still a systematic, repetitive action that results in us conceding more and more and more goals. We have to make the margins big enough that the luck doesn't hurt us. This is the difference. This is the difference. This is the point I've been trying to make about these margins. And I will agree, they are fine. We are unlucky. They are very, very tight. The underlying stats are very, very close. They always are. The margins are always there. We're always getting unlucky. Because we're not good enough to beat the luck. And that's never going to change until we are good enough to make a difference between us and these other teams. Yeah, the fact that they're scoring goals top corners does mean something. It's not an accident. Like that second goal, right? The same way that Morgan Rogers scores the first one, right? The same way that Morgan Rogers scores the first goal. Why? Because we back off and let him shoot. These are professionals. They will score that goal and it'll be low XG because we let them. It was a mistake by Lenny letting Morgan Rogers take that shot. On the second goal, it's the exact same thing, dude. It's a low chance. It's low XG, but guess what? We let them shoot it into the corner. We just let them. That is the problem. So yeah, we give them chances. These are professionals. They can hit the corners if you let them. Who's letting us shoot like that? Show me one. Show me one team, including Burnley, that is letting us get those shots off from inside the box or at the edge of the box. Free corner shots. Show me one. You won't find it. You won't find it. That's why we don't get lucky. We have to be good. We have to get really good. That's why our goals conceded. Exactly. We let teams take shots from dangerous areas, from the top of the box, from the outside of the box. We let them do it. And then it's a low XG chance. We've been doing it all year. We don't close them down. It was the same against Spurs, dude. You remember the goals that Spurs score, right? Like, it's because we let them get the ball into the box. And we spent most of the time not letting them. And then as soon as we let them, we concede. You know, they scored 2 goals on 0.92 XG. We got kind of lucky on our goals that game too, right? But we got 2. They scored 2 goals on 0.9 XG. We're going to keep letting teams beat us when they have low XG if we can't close down shots. It's not the first time. It's not the last time, dude. It's just going to keep happening, you know? Think about the goal we concede to Leeds on Sunday. Why does it happen? We just let them walk. We just let them walk right through us. We forget we lose a runner and they just come in. Like, this is what we do because we have youth, we have inexperience, and we have just players that just aren't good enough right now. And that's it, man. I don't know what to say. We've had bad games this year. Don't get me wrong. Like Wolves was just a terrible, terrible game. Right? Just a terrible game. Morgan Rogers' 2 goals were .03 and .03. That's what we have. That's what we deal with, man. .06 expected goals, and he got 2, Rogers, in that Villa game. That's why over the course of the season, you look at XG. In one-off games, it's practically meaningless. What are the chances like? You know? How did they happen? How did they occur? You can point to mistakes in every single instance. Look at, we called this out, right? Look, this is talked about. Our worst game of the season was the 1-0 to Everton. It's the same thing. Stats-wise, it's the same thing, dude. 0.21 XG, 1-0. 25 shots, 1.71, 0 goals. Was the performance the same? No. Don't get me wrong here. I'm not saying it's the same performance. But if you own, this is what's been happening all season. It was their first shot of the game and their only shot of the game on target. A curler into the corner. And we lose 1-0 to 10 men. Right? We've seen this story. This is what happens. One shot, 0.1 XG, from the top of the box on target, the only shot on target of the entire game, goes in the corner, we lose. And this was our worst game of the season by most people's measure. Our worst game of the season. And I agree. This was terrible. But it's the same as ever, man. We shouldn't have lost this game even with that performance, but we will. And it's going to happen in good games and it's going to happen in bad games. We're going to concede those chances because we give teams the opportunity to do it. If a defensive midfielder was closing those shots down, if the center backs were stepping up properly, they wouldn't happen, but they do. And that's life. And a midfielder would help it a lot. And if Casemiro doesn't let the runner go on the first one, that cross never comes in and we don't get unlucky. Heaven doesn't have to rush out. This is life as a United fan. This is who we are. We could be 15th by the end of January, City and Arsenal next. We could. Genuinely, we could. Everton was our worst game of the season, DB. Not Burnley, Everton. But what I'm saying is in our worst game of the season, the stats look similar because we still end up conceding to one screamer in our worst game of the season. That's it. We concede to a screamer from into the corner in the same expected goals. Right? That was what I was saying. I'm saying that the same thing happened in our worst game of the season as happens in a very good performance like today. Because it's going to happen every game. It's a repeatable, it's a measurable, repeatable problem that we will see game after game after game after game after game. You think Brentford was worse? I think Everton was worse. I think Everton was worse. But, man, I don't know what to say anymore. I'm just terrified of what's going to happen now. And I would have felt the same. By the way, if they hadn't sacked Amorim. Because to me, it was always about if we can't get players, then the second half of the season might turn ugly. right? Then the second half of the season would turn ugly. Can we see the Brentford stats? Oh, yeah, sure, if you want here. It was about equal, and we missed a penalty. That was a bad game, but it was about equal, and we missed a pen and lost 3-1. If we don't get European football, yeah, it should be. That was their target as well, right? They can't just pass responsibility. They've already sacked the manager. I think they'll be held culpable for that as well. I don't think there's anything we can do besides change players. I don't know what the hell to do. I don't know. We're going to concede these same things. And it's not like we're not going to win games over the second half of the season. And it's not like we're not going to see performances like that where we do create a lot of chances. Right? And we will win more games over the course of the second half of the season. No doubt about it. But the reasons we concede aren't going to change much. Push for Gomez now. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, still, like I said, I'm happy with the performance. I'm happy with the ability to keep that going. The problem is that our flaws are still there. That's all. The flaws are still there. The same reasons that we drop points even after good performances are still there. That's what people have to understand. Like, today's the same what if game we've heard before. I'm happy with the performance. I'm happy with what we've seen. I'm happy with the ability to create chances. I've been happy with that for most of the season, bar a few definitely ugly games that we've played recently. You know, look, we have the second highest expected goals till Arsenal play, obviously. You know, we're third in goals. It's been this way all season, but look at our wins. Look at us compared to everybody else. It's not an accident, man. It's the same as before. All our numbers put us around 4th or 5th, but unfortunately, it just hasn't panned out that way because the reasons we are losing points are the same every single week. Look at these draws, man. We've turned losses into draws this season. I can say that. But we're not turning wins or draws into wins. It's hard when you draw 8 games. And it's because we concede so easily. So, yeah, I'm encouraged by the performance. And 7 of the draws reverse the bottom 7. That's crazy. I'm encouraged by the performance. I'm happy with the performance. It's a good sign that there is potential in this team. But the problem is there is potential in this team. There totally is potential in this team. And there totally is the ability to do something good in this team. And there totally is the ability to create chances in this team. And there are good players in this team. The problem is the flaws are going to kill us. We have such a weak link. It will fester and it will rot us from the inside out because it is that bad, the weak link in this team. And that's the problem. It is so bad. I don't see a solution. Maybe we'll go 4-2-3-1 and we'll put Ugarte Menu in, but with Bruno in the 10. Maybe that works. I'll tell you what would make me feel a little bit better if we drop Casemiro. Even without transfers. If someone will drop Casemiro, I'll say, maybe they're better. Maybe it's going to be better than Amorim. But nobody's done it yet. Maybe they will. Maybe we will. Kabi Manu came on for Casemiro. Happy with the sub there. He didn't have a good game. But if someone drops Casemiro and puts Ugarte Manu deep in a 4-2-3-1 and maybe goes to like Lenny and Heaven because we need a bit more aggression and pace in the back, maybe De Ligt and Heaven or something like that, then I'll be happy. But until that happens, because I think that's our only shot. I think that's our only shot with the squad to do something a little bit different. A little bit different. That would be our only chance, this without signings, to do something a bit different and try to fix. Is it going to fix it? I don't know. It'll give us something different. I don't think he's even I don't know that it's going to be better. I'm just saying it's going to be different. So maybe it'll work. Maybe the dynamics will change things and it's going to not result in the same shit happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just asking for something different. The biggest issue I have with Ineos is simply no investment in players. Inexcusable. You should be getting players irrespective of the manager. We can get Pep. He'll need players. He gets players all the time at City. Yeah. Let's get out. We'll be better when Ahmad and Bumo return. It's not the problem. Like, again, like the problem is that the guys returning are going to help us with the ball to score. But that's not really been our problem. The problem, look, Mbumo and Ahmad coming back. Well, first of all, Ahmad is not going to be in the team now. So that's not, it's technically we're gonna, here's the funny part. All right. Here's the funny part. Technically, the guys returning from AFCON are less impactful now that we've changed formation because only one of Mbumo and Ahmad are going to play, not two. And Mazraoui, if he benches Dowlow, would play. If he didn't, he would play in that right center back position and Ahmad would play. In the 3, you could argue Mazraoui, Mbumo, and Ahmad are 3 starters. In the 4, I'm not so sure of that. Maybe only 1. So I think, unfortunately, AFCON coming back is going to have less an impact than we hope it would. It also means Mason Mount's probably going to have to be dropped. Which, I know people want to say that the 4 fits our team better. I'm not sure that it does. But it does give us more depth. It does give us depth. Better for rotation. That's true. But not necessarily better otherwise. I'd like to see De Ligt back into the back line. You're doing what to Gary Neville? You're doing what? But again, my worry is not the going forward goals that those guys would provide. It's the other side of it. It's that we're still going to concede the same shitty goals we've been conceding all seasons. Gary said he doesn't want Ollie back. We finally agree. That's why I did the get up today. I think that Carrick in a 4-4-2 might still fit our team best. You know. Attack vibes only let's win 5. Maybe that's the way. Like I said, if you were to go with like a Menu Ugarte midfield, go attack like we did, we're still going to concede goals, but maybe we'll score even more and we'll beat those margins. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, just change something for me. You know what I'm saying? Change something for me. He said, wouldn't not. Oh, so he would take him back. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, then we still don't agree. I'd rather take Carrick. All right, let's do some chats. Let's see who wants to come say their piece now after this. The biggest disappointment is after we scored how we sat off. Biggest disappointment for me, by the way. It is in their DNA. It is absolutely in their DNA, and it sucks, and it's so frustrating. It's Fletcher. It's again. I'll say it. I said it during the stream. I said it during the watch along, and I'll say it again now. We don't get pushed into a defending because the manager suddenly shouts at them to drop back. We drop deep because teams attack us and we can't handle it. You know what I'm saying? And we can't deal with it. And so we're forced to play deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. It's not intentional. It's just a result of our inability to deal with pressure. That's it. All right, Parth, let's do it.
Hey, James. How are you?
Good, you?
Not bad. I don't know what to expect from games, to be honest. 3 of our easiest games, 3 points. Let's say we lose to City and Arsenal, which is very likely. We are 7 points off potential European places, and that's pretty much it. Could be it. I don't know. I have a question for you. When you say we are fucked if you don't get Europe, do you mean Champions League? I'm pretty sure it's not Champions League. Europa or Conference?
Europa.
Or Conference is okay.
I don't think so.
Okay, so Europa.
Conference could be bad.
Okay, so that's what bad. I'm looking at the table, man. I'm trying to get points. Anyway, so yeah, I guess I didn't see anything different, to be honest with you, from Amorim, except same players, differently shown on the screen. That's it. To be honest with you.
I know, unfortunately.
Same mistakes. Casemiro is shit. Absolutely dog shit. I don't think there's a worse. I think Burnley's. Who's last? Wolves.
Ugo. No, hold on a second. We've played Burnley twice, and Ugo Chukwu has been the best midfielder in both games.
Yeah, I would take him right now. He would come. He would come if you throw him 30 million at them. They're going to get relegated. Yeah. The only good thing, or whatever call good, about a back 4 and having one attacker less is that we have better depth. Yeah. I guess we've always tended to drop off second half. Yep. We tend to drop off second half. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Like, even if you're paying Ahmad, Cunha, and Mbumo, which is likely if we get Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you have Sesko coming off the bench, or either way, like one of them coming off the bench, which is much better than like what we have. Midfield wise, I don't know what the issue they have. I get it. Like, is their plan to get $300 million worth 300, like 3 midfielders worth 100 million each next year? Is that the plan in the summer? Like, there is no depth. There is no depth. We know Casemiro is leaving. Okay, you replace him, let's say, with Baleba. We still need another midfielder, let's say backup to Mainu, and potentially another one for Ugarte. We need 2 bare minimum. I'm scraping here, 2 bare minimum. A backup to Mainu and a replacement for Ugarte. You can get one of them. Get the backup to Mainu, I don't care. Get him if Baleba is the other one. He can play right now. If you get Joao Gomez, I don't know, get anyone in with decent legs, half decent legs, we can scrape through points. I have serious doubts about getting Europe if it's Europa League, to be honest with you. I don't.
It's frustrating because obviously we still can. I mean, we're We're level on points with 6 still. 7th may get Europa. We're 1 point off of Champions League still. It's been like this for weeks now.
But here's the thing, that's got
like
nothing to do with us.
I
That's
know.
because the other teams are shit.
But look, I'm saying I made the argument before. It's that close, but that's why I wanted players, because I'm like, it is close, you know, and it might stay close. We need to give ourselves a chance. We need to give ourselves like some tools to help that, but I feel like we won't.
Do you think it is likely towards the end of the window, maybe we chuck some money? We are assuming we lose to City and Arsenal, which is not that unlikely. We will very likely even lose to Brighton, to be honest with you, and probably draw Fulham.
I don't know what's going to happen with our guys in AFCON right now too, which would be, if we had some of them back, we could steal a win. No,
who's going to come back and play in the midfield?
No, nobody.
He's going to play CDM.
Nobody.
So that's the point. Like, I get it. We might not need a Semenyo. We might have decent bench now. We can put money in the summer. We've already lost out on him, so there's no point debating that. But you're telling me best in class doesn't have 15 million worth of a midfielder in the world on this planet who can be better than Casemiro right now? I think there are fucking players in the American League here who might be better than Casemiro right now. So yeah, it's frustrating.
Is Busquets still going to Inter Miami? Maybe, I don't know.
Look at what we did with Dorgu last January. He's not the greatest.
That's all I'm asking for. A Dorgu level player in the midfield would help us right now a lot. Yeah, that's all I'm asking for.
Next season, going into it, Shaw, he's playing left back. So let's see if he gets through Brighton next game. He has to run more. So that's Dorgu left back, who technically is your winger, is now your left back, or either way. So we're screwed if we don't get in the midfielder, to be honest with you.
I agree.
Absolutely screwed.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, my friend.
James.
See ya.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. All right, Mr. Relic Marcus, how you doing, my friend?
How are you?
Good.
You hear me? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So, dawn of a new era, huh? I'm not.
The new era looks a lot like the old era already, you know.
Yeah, new boss, just like the old boss, right? It was an okay game. I feel sorry for Heaven. That was just poor guy for letting. Yeah,
unlucky for him. Unlucky.
Yeah. I didn't know what to expect. It was one of those games where I thought, who knows what's coming, and I thought it was okay. It didn't blow me away. There was no attack. Seemed a bit of a conservative game at points to me. And I thought Sesko was good, right? But again, as you mentioned earlier, he was getting fed properly. He wasn't having to do as much hold-up play in the middle as he has been, and he was able to stay up front more. Go ahead.
Which is good for him. It's going to help
absolutely.
him.
It's great for the ego and the confidence, right? So, no, terrific. It was good. Sad about another draw. I mean, come on, we can't win a game, can we? I don't know what to expect. We got a couple of tough games. I don't see a way out right now. It's just a hunch, but I mean, with no January signings, we needed. You know, we've been beating people over the head with this, that we need midfield help. We need help. So, and again, there are players that I don't know where they're going to play once they get back. I was trying to put a lineup together, and I'm like, where does this person play? We've literally lost an attacking spot, which, you know, I'm repeating what everyone else is saying. I'm not expecting to make the top 7 this year. I don't think we'll do Europe, just because other teams seem to be improving and getting steadier. I
mean, Newcastle was dreadful. Now they're on 3 wins in a row.
Right. So, and didn't Brentford overtake us today or something? Didn't they move in?
And I worry more about Newcastle, because that's a team you could expect that by end of season could and should have some consistency in terms of points, right? Like they're one of those ones we needed to, we weren't expecting to be better than, so we needed to get a gap on them. Now we don't have it. Now they're getting good. Now they're better than us. And You could still expect Brentford to drop, but not them. So now we got to compete with another team for top 4 and 5.
And they've just got a couple of, they got Wissa back from injury and stuff like that. So, I mean, they're improving. And they're Newcastle, you know, they're a big club, even though not as big as Man United. They're a big club, and they're actually, they don't have a lot of history in winning stuff, do they? But they have a lot of history of being up there in the league.
Yeah.
You know? So,
and we'll see if they buy in January or not too, because what if they strengthen? It's another team strengthening around us that we have to compete against.
Yep, this is I hate to admit it, but it's, you know, Glazers 2.0 at the moment in January. I'm deeply disappointed with what happened. I haven't spoken since that, but I know Ruben wanted to go, but I'm just deeply disappointed. It's like I feel like we stepped back a couple of years. It just same old, same old. The only thing though is our last recruitment has been good. So the players we are getting, they're at least, you know, contribute.
Yeah.
And they're first team players. And they seem to have a better mentality than the players that we bought previously. You know, they're not getting.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you're still not seeing the downing tools and things like that, but it's just not.
No, but I think that's again with taking out the a lot of the toxic players from the. This is a better team, right?
As a team,
As a team, they're more together than they have been in a long time. Right? They got rid of a lot of the stuff in the dressing room, and as players, I think they're playing better together. You know, and I think Ruben doing that whole thing in the summer where he made everybody go out and have dinner with everyone and meet the public. I thought that brought a lot of the team together. Yeah. So, all in all, we didn't lose. I was afraid we were going to after that first goal. I had the old, oh no, here we go again. Yeah. Again, that's 2 games in a row where we fought back after letting a goal in pretty quickly. So there are improvements. I wish Fletcher luck. He was a great player. I'd rather have Carrick over Ollie. I just remember too much with Ollie that wasn't as wonderful as what everybody remembers. I mean, great song.
Wonderful guy.
You know what? It was a great song. It was awesome, but you know, one-hit wonder as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he got kicked out of Besiktas for not beating a Farmers team in the Conference League playoffs. Right?
Yeah.
So I'd rather Carrick because I think he did a good job with Middlesbrough. Yeah. And I think he's, how do I say it, more level-headed than yeah.
I think he could bring something different, like some changes. I don't think we're going to see much by way of changes with Ollie.
You know what? With someone like Carrick, if people want United DNA and he does well to the end of the season, keep him, right?
I'd be okay with that. He's an experienced, active manager. He's been managing this whole time. He hasn't been off for 3 years. So,
yeah. And I actually, when Fletcher took over the under-18s, the first thing I thought was he's being groomed. Yeah. I honestly thought that he's being groomed to take over one day. So bring Carrick in, right? Groom Fletcher a bit. Keep it in the family if you want to. So
fair enough.
Anyway.
All right, my friend.
Okay.
So better times ahead. We'll see.
Go Broncos. Home field advantage.
True. Got to switch football to watch to enjoy my team.
Okay, bud. Talk to you soon.
Yeah. Bye. All right, Spen. How you doing?
Hi, mate. How's it going?
Good, you?
Yeah, I'm worried. Worried, and not necessarily about the results. I think it's actually more like, because the results are we're just inconsistent at the moment, right? Like we're just so inconsistent. And like, yeah, the results, who knows what will happen on every game. Like I can't call it. What I'm more worried about at this point is from a recruitment point of view, going into January with Amarim still in charge. I was hopeful that all the talk of the long-term planning, the, you know, give him time, means that in January that would be a window where we would still potentially see investment, and we could potentially see some movement on the midfield. Now that he's gone, and it's an interim manager until the summer, that is worrying to me, that is just an excuse for them to turn around and say, well, we're not going to invest in a midfielder in January because we don't know who the manager is in the summer. We don't know what the plan is. And so we'll all be calling for a midfielder, and then come January, it will actually, the end of January, won't assign anyone, because they're not going to give an interim manager, not going to give Ollie a brand new midfielder. They don't know what the new system's going to be or who the manager's going to be, and that's going to be the cop out for us not signing a midfielder that we desperately need.
Well, it's a problem to convince some of them too. Like not every player does it matter, but for some it does. Like Semenyo was very much wanting to know how he was going to fit, and we've sort of pulled the curtain back on the club game model, and there is none. So I don't know how we're going to sell it.
Yes. Yeah. It's scary times, and the fixtures coming up as well. Yeah, we could be in a pretty difficult position by the end of the month. And like, you mentioned before about like, would the pressure get to them and force them into the market? But I think with this interim manager situation, I really don't think it will. Like, I think that's the excuse. And I think we'll be at the end of January, and the squad will, if anything, the squad might actually be worse. Like if they sign off on the sale of Xerxes, like if they, if anything, we might lose more players. And again, the reason being, interim manager, like stuff like that. The squad, we're in a rebuild. We don't. He clearly wants out. He might not fit under the new system. So, yeah, I am very worried. Like Europe for me isn't even a consideration. Like I don't even think it's possible. Like the way that our season could end, I think we'll do well to finish top half. And yeah, I think it's just going to be another write-off. Wait until the summer, see who comes in, start again, and it'll be another season of one match a week, with no European football. So,
I hate it so much, man. It's so hard. It's hard doing it.
Yeah,
it's hard finding the energy. But yeah, thank you, Spen. Appreciate it, buddy. See ya. All right, Angie, how you doing, my friend?
All good. How are you?
All right.
Yeah. So about the game, I just loved seeing Sesko score finally. I think the second goal was really good. I mean, with all the negativity, you sometimes kind of lose what's working. So that was good to see. I think, he just needs to find a bit more of that, clinical finishing. Like instead of hitting towards the keeper, he needs to develop that. But I think he will. But that was fun to see. And about the game, like I'm viewing it through this lens that why do they play Casemiro so much, right? Why does all the managers trust him? And it's probably only because of his forward play, like the hero pass that he can bring. Because it's clearly not about defensive. If we can see it, they can see it too, right? So it's like, we lack that with Casemiro, but hey, he's gonna provide that excellent touch, or he's gonna pass a ball in that channel. I think we need to build our attacking play that we don't need that player anymore. Like we need to do more. And when we're in the final third, I have been wanting to see this for 4 years. I'm still not seeing it. Like more runs. How do we make the low block? How do we make it uncomfortable? How do we create more opportunities? So, we're simply not doing that. And we are after, like, from entire time Bruno is here, we're still relying on hero ball more often than not. If you look through the season, this is annoying. Like, how will we fix it? And then the funny thing is, when Ole's third season, he didn't get a DM, right? And now he's coming back. We still don't have a DM.
He might really like Ugarte, funnily enough. Like looking at how he played today, he could be his Fred. You know what I mean? Like Fred was very effective for him in that respect. But the partnership worked, Scott McTominay had plenty of faults in possession and things like that, in my opinion, still, but there was still something that they offered as a dynamic that was effective. If not good, it was effective. But it was hard work, intensity, and physicality. I don't think we have two midfielders who give us that right now.
Meno can never give you what McTominay gave you in terms of like that combative ability. So Yeah, Ugarte might be the Fred, but yeah, you're gonna miss that. And like some of the way Fred controlled the ball, and his passes, Ugarte can't do that.
He was erratic, but he had some really good forward balls at times as well. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And the final piece on recruitment, I think all the callers before me said it as well. Like, I don't get what the plan is. How are you gonna convince your big midfielders, even if you're planning to get in the summer, hey, this is the project? You know what, James? I'm worried that they're gonna fire Wilcox in a month or two. I'm pretty damn sure it's gonna happen. Maybe Vivel is gonna step in, or if Wilcox is gone, if Barada's job is unsure, then you literally don't have a leadership. And I think this is mismanagement from the top. I wouldn't want to blame Jim Ratcliffe, but I think he's also responsible for it. Like,
sure,
you have enough time to handle these things properly. You haven't handled it properly. So I just wish magically things align, but yeah, unlikely that's going to happen. So it is what it is.
Tough times. A few good results would have us all feeling a little bit better, but it's just I'm not looking forward to our next 3 games. Brighton in the cup, always a tough game for us, and then City and Arsenal. I don't know, man. It could feel really ugly right now.
For City and Arsenal, I think we're gonna lose one and then draw one and feel like we could have won that. That's how it's gonna go.
One of those games, yeah. We've been there before. All right, my friend. Thank you. See ya. All right. Maddie, how you doing, my friend?
Yeah. Actually, it was refreshing seeing a different manager in the dugout tonight, at least.
Sure.
But
and
I was
just as a reminder, sorry, not an Amarim fan, by the way. Anybody?
No.
Not at all an Amarim fan. But go ahead. Go ahead. Just the framing on this, right?
Yeah. I was about 5 minutes in. I was watching with my dad, who's a casual football fan, and I started shaking him. He goes, "What?" I said, "One word." Casemiro. 5 minutes in, I went, "Oh no." I said, I've seen this movie before. Although the cause have nailed it about the transfer window. And all right, so what's come out since Amarim's got sacked is they want a manager to work within their structure. Right, okay then. So based on how they're saying that and phrasing it and its way it's been reported, hinted at, it doesn't matter about the manager then, because the manager in theory is going to want that player, because that's going to fit the system in. So it does not matter. Even if you want to, you can even split another way and say, okay, maybe as a player out on loan, you can get on loan, World Cup year, want some minutes. Get him in on loan with an option. There's got to be one somewhere. Sorry, there is. There's somebody out there. And then the new manager gets confirmed ideally in April or March. And he goes, yeah, I'll have him for that. I'll have him for that if he's good enough. It is. I agree. I think Europe's gone if they don't get a midfielder. Just somebody. I mean, that goal. I'm sorry. Heaven's unlucky and really unlucky. So unlucky. Yeah. The other day it goes up in the air. Or it goes onto keeper's hands.
How many times have we said that, my friend?
I mean,
yeah.
He's not even being outrun. He's just going like. It's like someone got a button, press pause on him. He stood there and like. He's.
But that's the frustrating part. Like we get an unlucky moment because of something really bad. You know, like you do create, and we've seen it all year. We've been unlucky so much.
Yeah. But I'm going to
go back. Why?
Always unlucky goals. Go back and say, yeah, but it's because of that, because of that, because of that, because of that, because of that. And I'm going to tell you it's Casemiro, but it's a lot. Or it's a few of them. But yeah, I mean, tonight, the first goal we didn't get. I don't understand why that wasn't given.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know.
I said on Twitter. I said, okay, so it might be a foul, but what was the wait for the call then? Why? Yeah. I mean, I might be in a foul. Fair enough. They get soft pushes all the time.
But it should have done it before the play played out. It should have been whistled right away.
It's like United scored. Oh, I don't want that. It just comes across dodgy. And then the second goal, I was screaming at the three of like somebody just go out there and just make him think twice about doing it. And then of course,
but you can also see it coming. Like I was sitting there on the video saying, we can't get the ball back for the 2 minutes beforehand. It's like, it's coming. This happens every game. We can't get the ball back. We have a lead. We have a 1-goal lead. It's tenuous. Suddenly we can't get the ball back. We can't get the ball back. We can't get the ball back. And then bam, they score out of nothing. It's a repeated pattern. It's every game.
It's like the reverse of before, when you now concede a goal and they would fall apart for 5 minutes. It's the reverse now. You now get leading the fall back for 5 minutes. It's the reverse of that what happened before. But Sesko, 2 really good goals tonight.
Yeah, very nice.
I said you need to go before, but I did it a good goal. I got 2. Shane Lacey, I thought that was in.
It would have been. It would have been one of those moments that's like, maybe that could like spark
like
just a random kid getting a crazy goal. Like maybe that just sparks something, but it just wasn't meant to be.
You can just imagine, can't you, the celebration after the game where Fletcher's gone over and hugging Lacey after getting the winner. It's like, I was like, come on, football gods, give us that. I thought we need it, and then he almost did it again. And I thought, but that's what I'm going to take some positive from. That was United bringing on young player, having a go, taking off Ugarte, bringing on young player. And he thought he almost
and I agreed with that. I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
That was more like it. And then, but then again, I defend Amram a little bit because I'm not his biggest fan. But under pressure, it's hard to do that.
Yeah, it's a free hit for Derek Fletcher.
To do that.
It's a totally free hit for the manager.
Yeah.
Now, which helps to a degree. It's a completely free hit. You're going to take no criticism, only praise. You're not going to lose your job over this. You're not responsible for the outcome.
No,
it's nice.
It so nearly paid off. The game's coming up. I mean, I know Arsenal and City, knowing they still will win one of them somehow. This is what they're like. That's what they're like.
I'm more worried about Brighton because I could see this is the type of team that can do a random cup run. It's the type we saw it last year. We made a Europa League final under Emmerich while finishing 15th. This is a team that can make a cup run. Palace won the Premier League or the FA Cup last year, right?
Yeah.
Like this is a team that can do a cup run. And I'm almost like we need that like backup plan in the pocket for next season.
Yeah.
That to have that as a way of getting into Europa League. Like we need that. So
but I just think those 2 league games, I wouldn't be surprised if this nigga winning one of them. I don't think it's very unlikely. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they're going to turn it around, but it would not surprise you if City come and there's a new manager in whoever it may be, and there's a new bounce and the fluke it. With Bruno won't win or something. But I think European football, I just don't. Without midfield, they're not getting it, and there's no reason not to sign it because they have the manager in mind who's going to fit that system and what they want to play. So the midfielder shouldn't matter because he's going to fit in, and you need one anyway. You need 2, maybe even 3. Could even some people say even 4 online, but I don't think it's that much. But they need to get one. But I think what you're saying about they may panic. I think you might get a loan, if anything, maybe. That's a massive ask, but at least we saw Shane Lacey hit 2 bangers and almost didn't win in. So maybe
he'll find one soon. Maybe he'll find one soon. I think the change will benefit Sesko because it's a bit more wide direct players crossing into him as the guy and leading the line instead of it's a little less fluid up front. But that sometimes supports a structure that benefits a striker. So I think,
and you'll have Bruno high up the pitch, closer to him, the best creator in the team, next to him,
and a guy right behind him, so he doesn't drop as much for build up because he's staying a bit more forward.
Yeah,
which is
and
good.
that goal means he wins more. I think Sesko. I'm not saying he'll go on a sane run, but he'll score more goals. And I think a bit more goals. Just the back midfielders need to be fixed, and I think getting more defenders back as well. I think Martinez is good, but Maguire and Dillet back, one of them back will help massively. Will help a bit as well. So
agreed.
But I still think they got the same problems where they concede silly goals because of errors, not because of great play.
Exactly.
Without midfielder in, but at least let's see.
My friend.
Light.
Yep. Thank you, my friend. See ya. All right. How you doing?
Yeah, man. All good. How are you?
All right. I'm okay.
Yeah, sorry, man. I wish I could come on here more often, like after the games, but like it's literally like it's like 10
I know it's
to 2.
It's late. I'm sitting here like, all right,
it's like
it's gonna be 5 to
2. It's kind of crazy. I mean, look, man. I think the game is what it is. I think at this point, nothing surprises me with this team. I kind of just accept however it goes. I would say though, like I think there is a big issue around just like ownership. I don't think enough of our players like take ownership of like what their actual responsibilities are. It's like there's too many guys just kind of waiting for someone to bail them out. Like you could tell, like literally, like when Bruno came off, like you could tell the whole energy of the team was like, okay, like what's gonna happen now? Like,
right. I know what you're saying.
Just,
yep.
Yeah, it's just too passive. And I mean, I just watched the presser now with Darren, and they asked him about the whole, us conceding goals the way that we do, especially when we're in front. And he said, I mean, to his credit, he's actually said the same things that have been said on here. It's just, we get too passive and we kind of tend to like sit back and we just kind of hope that the game will fizzle out as opposed to actually just saying,
right,
let's kill it. So I think, I mean, those issues are apparent. And I mean, I think two players I just want to speak on before I get to like, I guess my real gripe right now. Casemiro and Cunha, I think they have, I really have a big axe to grind with both of them, but for like two different reasons. With Casemiro, I think it's almost like I watch him now and I can kind of sense it. Like it's too much resting on his laurels. Like you can tell, like he carries himself like, guys, I've won like so many Champions Leagues. Like who cares if I just like misplace a pass? Like you guys know what I'm about. And it's like, well, no, dude, we don't, because you keep fucking us over and you don't do what you're actually meant to do. And you can tell like nobody actually has the balls to be like, dude, like get it together. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can just tell like it's almost like this wave of like unaccountability that he walks around. It's like, it's almost like, okay, cool. He did this whole thing of like getting back into Amarim's good graces and whatever. Now it's just like, well, I'll just do what I want kind of a thing. And now that there literally is my fear of getting rid of Amarim is like that sense of structure, discipline, authority, like all of that was going to be taken away. And I think slowly but surely, as we'll see, if Ole comes in, like those habits will come back. I think that's what we'll see.
Right.
Like it'll just erode. And I think he's going to be one of the biggest culprits, in my opinion. With Cunha, it's the same thing, but it's almost like he tells himself, like, guys, I'm like one of the more technical, talented maverick players here. Like, I can do what I want because there's an off chance that it will come off. And it's like, well, dude, you're kind of killing us here because like it's bouncy touches, it's short passes, it's holding on to the ball for too long. Like you're literally just like, you're so desperate to do it by yourself that you actually forget that there's other people on the pitch. And still it almost feels like, it's similar kind of problem there. So for me, fuck, man, I don't know. Like that's really what's frustrating. Like I can take your Dogus, like, being inconsistent. I can take your Seskos being inconsistent. These are young guys that you're kind of saying, well, you can grow into it. Like it's tough, it's Man United, but you'll grow into it. When it's coming from your Cunhas and your Casemiros, etc., it gets way more annoying because these are really experienced guys that are meant to kind of like carry our team, and they're not taking accountability. Like they're just not.
Agreed. They're not.
Yeah. So I think that's. And then for me, man, the shit show that we've got going on in the hierarchy right now, like when they kept showing Wilcox and Barada, I was just like, fucking hell, like these guys, man. You know what the interesting thing was that I think I realized the other day that I'm thinking of that hierarchy situation. You've got Barada, you've got Wilcox, you've got Amarim. For all the shit that Amarim used to get around his naivety and, his lack of experience or this and that, in his actual position between those three, he was the most experienced person in his actual role. Like Amarim had been coaching for 6-7 years. This is the first time Omar Barada has ever been a CEO, which is very different from being a COO.
That is a funny thing to say. Yeah.
It's very different from being a COO. So I'm not going to take any of that bullshit and people come and give us clips from him and Tiki talking about budget cuts and people's salaries and whatever. CEO is a very, very different role. Jason Wilcox was director of football at Southampton for like a year or two. And now he's, he came in, he was meant to be like a technical director or whatever. And then they got rid of Ashworth. And then somehow he convinced Sir Jim, like, hey, I'm the guy, I can do this, I've got the knowledge. And to be fair, given all the things that we've heard, like Sir Jim say, I feel like all you have to do is kind of like match him personality-wise, and it's like he's impressed by you. Like I'm really starting to wonder, like, what does it actually take to impress this guy? Because people that stand firm on it almost seems like if you show that you have balls but you also agree with him, he's like, cool, you're the guy. But if the moment you kind of like, no, like you're talking shit, like, no ways. Because that's what Ashford did, right? Like, people perceive Ashford as this guy that's like, really calm, like not Mr. Big Bollocks or whatever. But like the fact that he just said, look, guys, with my experience, I think we need to go this route. And then they all kind of were like engulfed by this whole thing, the project, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be all this crap. And then they're like, oh, here's this guy that doesn't fit in the WhatsApp group or whatever, telling us that like our dream is a pipe dream, which it's turning out to, because I mean, come on, man. Like, we're in Jan 14 months into the project. And now you guys are saying, actually, we've had concerns all along. Like, fuck out of here, man. Like, this stuff for me is just
That's the part where I was just like, look, I could buy it all. The last few days tell me you is a bluff. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like. It's a bluff. You can't say now you've had all these concerns. Now it's a bluff,
And I think for me, it's like if you take the Ten Hag thing and then you take them hiring Amarim and now looking into the Ole thing, these guys are literally going off fan sentiment. Like, if you think about it, Amarim was the hottest property and everybody was like, get this guy, philosophy, who gives a fuck? These players don't deserve to play a 4-3-3 anyway. Make them change the system. That's the things that fans were saying. It's like, it's so funny when you think about what people are saying now. We were literally saying our players don't deserve to dictate what kind of system they need to play. So who gives a fuck? If there's a coach that has a system that plays well, change the formation, let the players adapt, not the other way around. Now all of a sudden is, oh no, guys, the coach, like, he needs to figure it out. And I mean, look, man, we've seen the issues, and the fact that now, I think my biggest problem is that our hierarchy think they're exempt from the same things that they feel justified in getting rid of players, which is fitting into the culture. They don't fit into the culture. The moment they feel like being at Man United, like, I'm the guy, and they haven't proven anything. And the moment they get called out for that, they get insecure and want to kind of like be like, no, this is crossing the line. Well, it's not crossing the line. Do your job. We're in Jan, 14 months into a project. We need to recruit players to progress. And you guys want to give excuses or reasons as to why. But then instead of actually taking accountability to say, look, man, I think we're going to have to stretch this out. You're saying, no, you change your system. The same system that I told you from the get-go, like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Like, that's the thing that annoys me. And I'm not Amarim in or any of that kind. I mean, he's gone. But like, I was just like, I just accepted what we're trying to do. And if there was this sort of alignment, why does that alignment change when all of a sudden someone asks you to do something better than what you're currently doing? That's my biggest concern. And that's why I don't think we'll get anywhere, because I don't think these guys, we keep talking about the fans having the stomach for a rebuild. I don't think our hierarchy has the stomach for a rebuild. They want the vanity. They want the praise. They want the, oh my gosh, you guys turned it around, without the people throwing fucking sour milk at their windows and all that kind of stuff. Because you have to endure that. Like, if you just keep trying to do the popular decisions, you're not going to get anywhere. Like, hiring Ole, like, great. Like, I love Ole, but like, it's just, we're literally going to be worse. We're literally going to be worse, because the one thing Amarim had is the one thing that will go out the window immediately, which is discipline and structure within the team.
I hear you. Incredible. I could applaud that whole thing, my friend. That was good. Everything you said, amazing.
Yeah, so I'm just like, this is the kind of shit that just makes me like, I'm just like, bro, what is going on? And then we're just here, fans, like, sucking it up, because we're the only ones that have unconditional support for this club. Everybody else is kind of like, So we're the actual victims, and they know that. Like, they just take advantage of that. Because why aren't fans calling it out? Why aren't people saying, hell no? You guys fired a manager. Now go get a real manager, put players in, and carry on your project. You guys have game model and club structure and all this stuff. The bus should keep going then. Like you're changing the driver. Like we're not like you know what I mean? Like that's the funny thing, because now we're gonna reset, give these guys an excuse to either praise Ole or like blame Ole, take off responsibility, and then say, okay, but now we'll get a Poch, or we'll get a Nagelsmann, or we'll get another person to get people excited. And then it's again. Like these guys should get fired. I think these guys should get fired because they've cocked it up from the beginning. Like this was their plan. Like this was literally their plan. Like fuck it up. Like how are we not like I don't understand how nobody's actually like holding them accountable for the fact that this was your plan. Anyway, sorry man. That's it.
No, don't apologize. OMP at the wheel, you know. I agree with what you said. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Man. Always happy to hear from you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Take care.
Thanks, brother. See ya.
Cheers.
All right, Jack, how you doing?
Not too bad. How are you doing, James?
Good, good.
I suppose like first and foremost for me is like I tend to speak the most in chat when things are going bad, because for me personally, I think the main thing is if we're supporters of the club, it doesn't really matter what's going on. You have to be considering the long term, and so at the end of the day, you always kind of have to pull the positives out of everything. So even right now, like I think everything is kind of shit. I think everyone feels everything's kind of shit, but at the same time, we're clearly in a better position than we've ever been under the Glazers. We're clearly in a better position than we've ever been under Ten Hag. And even if things are going bad, there's like a lot of like you say in a lot of videos, a lot of things in the background getting better. I don't know if you agree with that, but I feel like everyone can kind of feel it.
I do. And I think a big part of the frustration right now is that I think some of us feel as though, like myself, that we had an opportunity, you know, and there's almost like we're in a moment of opportunity where we could take things a step further, but you could slide backwards as well. You know, you can slide backwards as well. And I think that's the frustration, is that I certainly believe things are better off. Like we you know, better recruitment, better players, not bleeding money, not burning it, you know, left and right, aside from on sacking managers. But so many things are better. But at the same time, it presents this opportunity. We're 1 point off of Champions League. And now we've introduced chaos. And now we've introduced drama. And now we've introduced, and then we're not going to add to it or anything like that, you know, and it's, you know, and you look at that and you go, but you can't stay the same. You know, you do fall behind. Like nothing stays the same. You're either moving up or you're going down. Things don't stay the same. And it looks like the intention is almost to stay the same. And it's I think that's really dangerous because it presumes a potential slide.
I mean, like I would agree with you, but the thing is like, as long as we're still going in an upwards trajectory, and even if we're missing out, because like right now with the January transfer window, even like bringing in, you know, what like Odi Nagalu is like, if you bring him in 6 months, it was actually really nice. Or like Edison Cavani was really nice. And it's like, even though if you don't bring in the right guy, that's a misstep for sure. And it's a big one. But as long as we're still going upwards, even if we're like missing out, I feel okay. It's like when you say, once you hit that like plateau, you start going back down again. That for me is when I start to turn big time on everything.
Yep.
And I think this is like the big warning sign with like Wilcox and Barada, where like I'm not entirely against them yet, but like they are showing that, like you say, everything could go downhill really fast if they don't make the right decisions now, which means you need to get in at least like 2 players easily, even if they're only like 6-month loans. And then if they do well, you know, you bring them in, or maybe you just use them for 6 months and you bring in someone in the summer window that you really want. And like you said, there is a lot of frustrations. I think that's one of the biggest ones, is like, why can't you do something so simple like that? It's so frustrating when it's like, obviously, even in the midfield, you bring in another midfielder, you bring in a more experienced defender. It's like, why can't we do that? It would be so cheap. We fix the finances. It's like the money's there. So for me personally, it's like I remain positive until that turning point happens. But when I look 6 months ahead, I still think like things could be good. But like you said, it's a tricky one now. But I kind of have a few more things I want to talk about, like with the goal that got cancelled. Everyone's talking about how Walker got knocked over and it was so light. For me, the biggest problem was Ugachukwu absolutely shoved Casemiro. He threw him into next week when he was heading the ball, and that wasn't even looked at for a penalty. And the shove out, Ugachukwu was on top of him and shoved him, and it wasn't even looked at all. And I just don't get why, if you're looking at that on VAR, why has that not even crossed your mind? It's consistently like I think ever since was it Klopp said that United get too many penalties.
Yeah,
and we've never really had too much. Yeah, exactly. We've never had too much charity. It's just gotten worse and worse, and it was nice for a moment under Amarin, because I think at the club, what you really need right now, it's kind of frustrating that we lost Amarin, even though there's lots of reasons why it was, I could understand why someone wouldn't want them. Amarin was a bit of a bully, which I think I like. Whereas, like, if a player was stepping out of line, he would bully them back into line, or he would throw them out. And it was the same with the media. And it's so annoying for me with the fan base that we constantly like split in two every time something happens. And it's such a contrarian position people take just for the media, just for like clicks on Twitter. It's so annoying. And that's why I feel like right now, because like everyone can see how we're in like an okay position, but things are kind of bad. I feel kind of good that maybe we can kind of get everyone on the same track going forward. I don't know if you agree. I feel a bit positive about that, but the media will get back in, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, one thing I could take that I was mentioning in the thing before this is that very clearly there was in the club misalignment. Now, we could argue then that they had to let go of Ruben Amorim because they were not all on the same page. So it's bad to be misaligned in general. I think and everything. But I think the kind of the problem is that the implication is then that you left the guy more competent. Like who's more competent right now? And I don't know that they got the right answer on that. You know what I mean? Because you want alignment from the most competent people involved. Who's more competent? The guy you hired that, has his system, has his way, has his accomplishments. You don't like it, or the guy who hired him and didn't realize who he was and then asked him to change later. It's sort of questionable who's more. And this thing you mentioned about Amorim, kind of bullying in a sense, I think is interesting because, he also, as we can see, kind of didn't take that from above and said, nah, you help me out or I'm leaving. Yeah. Which, to be fair, it's always funny to see opinions change. When it was Ollie, there was a point people say he should threaten him or walk. When it was Jose, people said he should threaten him or walk. Even under Ten Hag, there was times people said he should tell them what to do or walk. Amorim's the first guy that actually did it. Yeah. The first manager we've ever had that actually had the balls to do it and say, give me players or I want to leave. And they said no. And he said, good, I'm calling my agent. I'm leaving. He's the first guy that ever did it. And people can't quite see that it was kind of necessary. We used to beg for players, for managers to not protect them when they did things like say, we're not going to spend in January. We used to beg for it, that managers would call them out on it and not let them throw them under the bus. He's the first one who did it. And I wish, for all else aside, I wish people could see that's what happened and agree on that point and kind of at least let it shine a light on the issues instead of getting distracted by it. And I think to a degree, I think that's why there's so many briefs against him, is because he was the first guy to do that, quite frankly.
Yeah, I'd agree. Like, I'd have 2 points on that. I guess first with Amarin is when you go back and you look at things and everyone's like complaining, oh, Amarin's like mad at Cobby, who he has to go now for me. I'm sick of Cobby. If you're not going to sign your contract, if you're going to bitch and moan, if you're going to go on social media and post snide remarks or, the likes and everything, I'm sick of that. You just got to go. But in the background, and it shows when Amarin left, all the players came out and said like, oh, he helped me so much. Or with like Lamans, it was like, yeah, the reason he didn't start me for the first couple games was I was struggling. And it's like every decision he'd made, whether you agreed with it or not, was like justified. And then at the end of the day, it comes out and I was like, it was justified and everyone agreed with him. But like us as fans, and I'm talking about again with the contradictory point of view people love to take, to split things down the middle, to go on social media and make a point out of it. It's just people were looking for things to pick over, and it just made his life so much harder when it really didn't need to be. And then the second point is like, if you do have a strong personality like Amarin, which I think you should as a manager, and even if the people above him disagree with him, like, you can't be so fragile that as soon as Amarin disagrees with you, that you kick him out. Like, you should be able to come to a compromise as two top-tier professionals getting paid millions, that like, hey, I want to play 3 at the back. Sometimes I can play a 4. Sometimes I can play a 5. That's fine, but my system's important. And then you got Wilcox or whoever else it is. I guess we don't even really fully know, saying that you have to play a 4. Why can't they compromise? Like, I don't understand it. You're top-tier professionals. The fragility at this type of level, and like you mentioned again with the journalists kind of picking at things, the egos are out they're just crazy to me, and it makes them all so irrational and worse at their jobs. And it's a shame seeing Amarin go, because he was able to cut through the bullshit. He was like, I'm not doing that, or I'm doing it my way, or he was reasonable too, and he would make changes. But at the end of the day, that's got to change, I feel like, or we have to get a puppet in a suit to kind of move things forward. I would kind of be in favor of Oli, because I think he's a bit of a politician, in the sense that he can. I remember when he got sacked, there was lots of reports saying that in the background he was actually really tough with people, and he was giving out the Oli version of the hairdryer treatment. And the nickname, the babyface assassin, wasn't because he looked young. It was because he was actually a bit of an assassin. He would have a go at you if you kind of stepped out of line. So that's, for me at least, for Oli, I would be hopeful he could do something. But obviously, like, maybe he's not the right man. Who knows? But yeah, I might just leave it there because it's getting late. But I don't know if you have anything you want to say in regards to that as well, because I know you're not a big fan of Oli. I think he's bringing home 21 if he comes. I think we have a chance.
I just remember how it ended, and I remember a bit more about how it started. And I would also just add that I had a unique amount of insight into the time behind that when Oli was here. And I just don't have much belief that it would be the thing that is needed now, from a standpoint of discipline, from the standpoint of stability for moving forward. Yeah, and I'll just kind of leave it at that. It's just my opinion on it.
I think you're dropping hints again. I think you're alluding that maybe Oli wasn't the man doing everything in the background. Maybe McKenna or Carrick is the guy going forward. We'll see though.
Right. Yeah. All right, my friend.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you.
See you. All right, last caller here, Pierre. How are you doing?
How are doing, James?
Good. What's going on?
Me though, for some reason.
Oh, it does do that. A couple people have had that
Let me
issue.
see. Audio. AirPods. No, I can't hear you, but I'll just say a quick,
Go ahead.
spill. I don't think it was first half a lot. I can understand the coach coming in. It's maybe different tactic.
Ooh.
What if you can hear me?
It's messy, my friend. Unfortunately, it's the connection is not so good. Let me hold on. I'm just messaging you on Discord, but yeah, the connection is not so good. This will be the last one, Executioner, either way, but next time, yeah, I'll post a link usually, and then that's how usually you do it. So yeah, generally I post a link and you go from there. All right, no worries, Pierre. We'll get you next time, okay, buddy? Thank you. Sorry, yeah, the connection was just not so great. If you can try talk again now, but let's see. Go ahead, try. Still not there. All right, next time, buddy. Next time, bud. Next time, okay? Sorry, bud. We'll see you next time, okay? All right, my friends. Thank you for hanging out today. It's been a long one. There's going to be some long ones to come, and I will see you all tomorrow. I'll be back as well for Trafford Talk for my my sentencing, which is clear it of all charges, quite obviously. But as well, I'll be back for some videos and things, and then we'll be back this weekend for the FA Cup. Okay. Thanks for hanging out today. I appreciate you all. Enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.